Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
I have a question on the crisis between India and China. You know that the Chinese PLA troops have occupied Indian territory in the Ladakh sector. So my question is, first of all, do you hear about this at all in your country? Do you know that there is a conflict between India and China on India's borders? What is the conversation inside China about this? And last of all, why has the Chinese government, your President Xi Jinping is also the head of the military commission, why are you aggressing into India's territory and occupying Indian territory? Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your questions. And I think you have a very clear stance that you read these questions from the Indians' perspective. That means the Indians' view. Well, in China, you can hear a lot of discussions, a lot of reports, and many informations about the border conflicts or the military conflicts between China and the US, just like what and opposite, just a mirror image in China. And they're talking about how the Indian occupy China's territory, how Indian initiate this military attack, and how the Indian troops and cause these troubles, and also the why the Indian and we do so much business in India, but the Indian to try to kick out this border disputes with us, and why Indian simultaneously and forbidden China's apps. Well, the will just in China, you can hear the ordinary people talk just like you, and from the Indian side, they from Chinese side. So then if you ask me the question, I will say that, okay, when two countries, the people just both sides believe and that they are being taken advantage by the other side. They are being bullied by the other side. So do you think we can solve the problem? And my understanding, only when both sides concern that, okay, I take the third person position and look at this issue from the third party's stance, say, okay, there's a problem in two countries, and then if you sit down to talk about this issue and looking for solutions rather than to try to finger point at the other side, and otherwise you cannot solve the problem. So from my understanding, at this moment, it seems to me, at least the people in both countries enjoy point a finger at the other side. And people enjoy condemn the other side because they say, hey, that feel is so enjoyable when I said that the other side doing something wrong. But actually they forget that point a finger at the other side is never the way to solve any problem.
May I ask another question, Ambassador?
Please go ahead, yeah.
Professor Yan, so are you suggesting, therefore, that there should be a third party, a third country that can perhaps broker a resolution between India and China at this point? And who, in your view, could such a third party be?
Well, I don't think any country has that power or have that capability to solve the problem between two countries have a 1.4 billion population. And if God come to the earth, maybe the God can do it. Well, I don't think anyone beyond God can solve the problem. We can only rely on our both sides, bilateral efforts, bilateral diplomacy. So from my understanding, if anyone think, hey, maybe we can rely on the third party solve the problem, my understanding, that cannot achieve any result. Because these two guys are so huge. How can you get any country to solve the problem between China and India? I don't think so. Just like if someone asks me, do we think anyone can stand out to solve the problem between China and the US? I said, no. There's no any country can solve this problem.
Right. But you know, Professor Yan, that the Indian side has been asking the Chinese several times to sit down and exchange maps along this entire sector, but the Chinese have refused to do so for many, many years. They don't even want to exchange maps. So how are we going to even know what the other thinks?
Well, actually, at my side, we heard story just the opposite. That's Indian reject, Indian refuse to talk. So now this kind of when the two governments and do not sit together, you let the people and to discuss the issue based on the media's news. I don't think we can make any positive result. Generally speaking, my understanding, most of this news on the phones through this social media and just this information far from reality, and they twist the reality.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.